Hello, I'm Amy Benosi, and if this is your first time here, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. I wanted to share a story with you today about something that happened recently um, that really reinforced why I'm doing the work that I'm doing. Why is it so important to me that women drop the expectations and not just check the boxes and really look into their heart and soul and the deepest part of you to connect with what it is that you are here to do. I deeply, deeply, deeply believe that our soul is here to learn, to grow, and to help the world in some way. It doesn't have to be some massive, grand thing, right? For some people, it is. But to me, it's just so important that you give yourself the permission to do that work and to do what it is that you are craving, right? Whatever your soul is calling you to do. I think we've all had that moment where we have like the whisper of, is this it? Is this what my life is going to be about, right? Or we hear the whisper that we know, gosh, we are not in the right place. There is something more for me. There's something better out there. I just can't figure out what it is. That is what I feel called to help women with, because I know that when you can own your power, you are going to have better relationships. You're going to love the work that you're doing. You're going to show up better for your family, for your friends, and all of that creates a ripple effect. So it may just seem like a small thing, like, oh, I'm just, going to switch my job or whatever. But it's a really big deal when we look at the massive impact that it has. So, as I said, I wanted to share a story. So, I recently decided to start another business. And I thought it was going to be, kind of a side hustle. I like to do lots of things. I like to stay busy. And I thought this will be great. It's a way that it was something that I could have blended both businesses together. And I thought it might even help increase my visibility with my spiritual coaching and teaching. And everything looked great on paper. What I was going to be doing excited me. I went through all the training. I started, and I just kept having this feeling like coming up against something that I couldn't name, but something just didn't feel right. And then I realized what it was. I was feeling stressed in this new position. I was feeling tight and anxious and just the opposite of how I feel when I'm doing my soul's work, right? But what it came down to, why I started that other business or side hustle, was out of a moment of fear, scarcity, lack, all of the things that I know we shouldn't make decisions from that place. And that's why I want to share this with you, because part of what I believe is that we all have things to teach each other or to help each other grow here. And if this can help you, then great. It's not a mistake for me anyway that I did this, because I learned and I grew from it. But here's what I realized. I was attracted to the possibility of building a very significant income long term with this other business. And like I said, I thought I could do it alongside what I'm already doing. And it didn't take me long to realize I was attracted to that because in my family, we were in a brief moment where I was in fear of, and I don't mean fear of, not being able to pay bills. I'm saying I had a scarcity feeling. I had this feeling of, and if you're a business owner, you might even be able to relate to this, or an entrepreneur, you might be able to relate to this of like, you're doing the thing over and over again for your business, and it's not feeling like it's bringing in the big bucks, right? It's not feeling like it's returning the energy that you're putting out. And the reality is that I can't put a timeline on what anyone's success is, but the reality is that it's about building that momentum, right? And I don't want to turn this into business coaching, so we'll move away from that. But I was in one of those moments. I've made some shifts in my business. I've made some shifts, deep shifts internally. I've made some shifts in my energy. And I wasn't quite showing up and owning that yet. Okay? And so when I wasn't owning that, it wasn't coming back to me. I wasn't getting the clients. I wasn't getting people signing up for everything, right? In that brief moment, I decided I'm going to start this thing. I made that decision out of fear, out of scarcity, and in a lack mindset, as opposed to what feels aligned. Now, I'm not telling you don't go do what you need to do to make money. I'm not telling you to put your family at risk or your finances, What I am saying is to try to quiet the noise when you are going to make decisions like that. Quiet the noise. Turn inward. Think about, what are my choices? What are the choices I have that align with me energetically? Where can I make changes? Maybe it's giving up. This wasn't the case for me, but maybe it's giving up eating out. Or maybe it's giving up that Starbucks latte that you're getting every other day. Or, pausing it. It doesn't even have to be a giving up, right? It can be a pausing. Maybe it was somebody needed to tweak something in their business, right? Or maybe it truly is that this other opportunity would have been more aligned. For me, that was not the case. And so after sitting with this and I kept pushing because I went back to that programmed mindset of, you can't give up, Amy. If you give up, it's failure. If you give up, you're giving up too easily. You haven't tried hard enough. You're just sucking at sales, right? That's an old story that I have from horrible bosses years ago. But what I realized when I got quiet was that's all the BS, right? Let's put that aside and let's tune in to who is Amy. Who are you? What is it that you crave? What lights you up? Because if you're not doing and showing up in the energy of what lights you up, you're not going to get the energetic return. It's either not going to feel good, it's not going to produce the right results. If you're in business for yourself, you're probably not going to get the clients, or you are, and if it's not aligned, you're going to feel crappy doing the work. So the moral of this story is not, don't look at other opportunities when you need them. The moral of this story, because yes, I did walk away from that other opportunity. I realized that it was not aligned. It was causing me more physical and energetic stress and strain than I needed. And I know in my heart, in my soul, it gives me goosebumps. I know this is the work I'm meant to be doing. Does it shift over time what it looks like? Sure. Lots of people do that. But I know that this is what I am here to do. This is my soul's purpose. Listen to that. Tap into yourself. Learn how to figure out what it is that you are here to do. As a breast cancer survivor, I know, and you probably have something in your life that has shown you how short and how precious this one life is. And wouldn't it be a shame if you get to the end and you still didn't do what you wanted to do? Simply because you made choices out of fear, out of lack, out of scarcity, out of anxiety, out of past stories. What a shame that would be. On the other hand, in this series of choices, this choose your own adventure of life, choose to show up in your brilliance. Choose to own what it is that you stand for. Choose to use your light and to make decisions from a place of expansion, of light, of growth, of abundance, and of what is aligned with you. Let's just take a minute to take a couple deep breaths here in this space. Closing your eyes, taking a deep inhale through your nose and a deep exhale through your mouth. Putting your hands on your heart. And reminding yourself that you are a gift. You are enough, just as you are. You are the greatest creation. And anything that you can see in your mind, you can create in your world. Remember that. You are worthy of living the life you desire. Thank you so much for being here. I love you, love you, love you. You can subscribe, follow, like, all the things. I'm kind of new to this YouTube space. But I'm going to be showing up here often because I do have things that I want to share and that I'm claiming and that I'm owning. And if you're on this same journey, let's walk it together. And if you are wanting to know more, like you feel like, how do I even figure out what my soul's purpose is? Like, that's a pretty big question, right? If you've not been on a spiritual path, or maybe you have, or maybe you feel like that purpose has changed, just send me a message or comment below, and I will send you a link to my free masterclass where I am going to be helping you and walking you through the steps. It's pretty simple once you boil it down to simple steps on how to figure out what your purpose is. What is your soul's work? What is your soul calling you to do? And if there's anything else that I can help you with, either as a coach, a teacher, a retreat facilitator, we have a retreat coming up, just reach out. I'm here for you. I love you, and the world needs your light.